So if you want to grab a strap, and I don't know if you need blocks or not. Okay. All right, Sane, if you want to start recording, I'm ready. Okay. All right, well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Level 1 Yoga on Sunday. I'm Susan. For those of you that don't know me yet, welcome, Colleen. Excited to have a new face here. For those of you that are just tuning in, I'd said do grab a strap if you have one. If not, if you're at home here, grab maybe a towel or a dog leash or a belt or a robe belt, something like that. And then it's always nice to have 2 blocks handy as well to help raise the earth up a little closer to you. So wherever you are, let's just take one quick moment here to sit up nice and tall. Move the flesh away from your sit bones. Take a manual rotation there. And just sit up nice and tall. We're not going to be here for too long. We'll just take a moment to center in for class. So sit up really nice and tall through the spine and take your shoulders out to both sides as if you're trying to pull the shoulder bones out to the long sides of your mat. And then feel how that broadens right across the chest. And then draw those shoulder blades down onto your back. And then that helps us not taking our shoulders back all the way. We're taking the shoulder blades back. You can just take a moment here to close your eyes and settle in and get ready for practice. Use this moment to set an intention for yourself, for your practice today, perhaps something that you can take with you off the mat, as well as on. And let's just feel those intentions with a few rounds of breath. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, let it out. Again, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. One last time, take that nice deep breath in, feeling it all the way up your spine. Exhale, let it out, grounding down just a little bit deeper. Go ahead and gently open up your eyes and just come straight down onto your back. Grab your strap. We're going to start with that Supta Padangusthasana that I promised. So grab your strap, come on down to your back, and pull your knees into your chest. Rock and roll from side to side a little bit. Loosen up the spine, loosen up the hips. And then hug that right knee in and let your left leg go long. Before we grab the strap, let's work on that left leg. So flex your left toes so they're pointing towards your knee, and then press your thigh down into the mat. And again, before we grab that strap, just extend your right leg up to the sky, taking your hand behind your thigh. And let's just do a couple quick ankle stretches. So point your toes up towards the sky, your right toes, and then flex them back down towards your face. And we'll just do a couple rounds of those back and forth, loosening up the calf. And maybe take a couple ankle rolls in one direction. And then take them in the other direction. All right, so now go ahead and put a slight bend back in that leg, grab your strap, and then take your strap to the arch of your right foot. And once you have it there, go ahead and extend your foot all the way back up to the sky. Crawl your hands up the strap as close to your foot as you can. Don't lose the engagement in your left leg. Keep on drawing that left thigh down to the earth and pulling the right toes towards your face. Take a breath in here, and on your exhale, to give a very gentle pull in towards your chest, just waking up the hamstrings, nothing too severe. And then take both straps into your right hand. Let your left arm go long on the mat. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, slowly open up your right leg to the right side. Only as far as you can take it before that left hip comes up. And actually, if you want to take that left hand to your left hip, sometimes it's a great point of reference. You can start to feel it when it pops up. On your next inhale, slowly pull the right leg all the way back up. Switch the strap into your left hand. Let your right arm go long now onto the mat. Take a breath in here, and then just go about 2 or 3 inches to the left with that right leg. You can really feel this dig into the IT band if you take it really nice and slow and only a couple inches. And then if you'd like to, go ahead and keep on taking it a little further to the left. Maybe as far as you'd like to go, as long as you can keep that right shoulder pinned down. So we're not taking a full twist here. We're just stretching up the side of the leg. All right, go ahead and bring that back up to center. And then bend your knee and release the strap and pull your left knee in to meet it. Give yourself a nice big hug with both. And then let that right leg go long, holding on to the left knee. Flex your right toes up towards your knee. Press your right thigh down into the mat. And without the strap, extend your left toes up towards the sky, holding onto the back of your thigh. And then go ahead and point your left toes and flex, and point and flex. A couple rounds of those. And then go ahead and take those ankle rolls in one direction. And then take them in the other. All right, go ahead and bend back through that left knee, grab your strap, take the strap to the arch of the left foot. And when you're ready, extend the left foot back up towards the sky with the strap. And again, just crawl your hands up as close to your foot as you can. And take a moment here again with your with your right foot, making sure that you're still flexed and that the thigh is still pressing down towards the earth. Take a breath in here and then gently pull your left leg a little closer in towards your chest. Take both straps into your left hand. Right hand either goes long or take it right down to that right hip if you know you like that adjustment. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, open up the left leg to the left side. Again, only going as far as you can go until that right hip starts to pop up, and then you know you've gone too far, so take it back just a little bit, pulling that hip back down. All right, go ahead and inhale that left leg back up to center. Switch the strap to your right hand, let your left arm go long, and take it just a couple inches over to the right. Keep flexing through the heel. And then go ahead and take that leg as far to the right as you'd like to, trying to leave your left shoulder pinned down. All right, go ahead and take that left leg back up, release the strap, bend the knee, pull both knees into your chest, give yourself a hug in. Cross the feet at the ankles, rock and roll the length of your spine until you can rock all the way up to a seated position. Or if you need to, go ahead and roll over and press yourself back up. All right, so let's swing right around into a tabletop position. All right, so wrists in line, right underneath those shoulders, hips in line, right over your knees. Take a look back, make sure your feet aren't splayed out too far to the side. You should be able to see the outside edge of your foot. Make sure everything's in line here. All right, nice straight spine. Take your sit bones back and apart, crown of the head towards the top of your mat, pull your abs up and in, and then take a deep breath in as you take those sit bones back and apart, dropping the belly button down towards the spine and look up for cow pose. Exhale, press the earth away, draw the belly button up into the spine as you round the tailbone in. Inhale, taking it back through cow. Exhale, looking back at those thighs for cat. Inhaling here. Exhale, round it out. And then bring it back to a neutral tabletop position. All right, keep drawing the abs up and in, and keep taking the shoulders out to both sides, shoulder blades on your back. Have everything nice and tight in the midline, and then reach your right hand forward. And then take your left leg back. Turn the toes to face the mat and press the heel towards the wall behind you. And keep reaching through the fingertips. Take a couple breaths here all the way up the spine from the heel to the fingertips. Take another deep breath in, and on your exhale, open the right hand to the right and the left leg to the left. Awkward airplane. And then pull it back to center. And release that down into your neutral tabletop position. Take a moment, get everything nice and tight and pulling back in towards the midline. And when you're ready, left hand comes forward, right foot goes back. Take a moment to get that leg hip distance or hip height up. Breathing all the way from the fingertips to the heel. Take a big deep breath in here, and on your exhale, left hand to the left, right leg to the right. And bring it back to center and take it back down to that neutral tabletop position. All right, let's take the big toes together to touch, knees spread nice and wide. Press yourself back for a quick child's pose. Go ahead and take your forehead all the way down to the earth. And sink your hips back down towards your heels. All right, press your butt self back up through tabletop. We're gonna find our first downward facing dog of the day. So go ahead and take those hips up to the sky. Press down through the knuckles, almost try to drag those finger pads towards the top of the mat. So you're taking all that pressure off of your wrist. So make any movements you need here. Maybe bending one knee, straightening the other, walking the dog back and forth, taking hip dips, whatever feels good for you this early in practice to wake up your body and start to connect to your mat. Find a neutral dog here and then shift your weight forward, finding a plank pose. If you need to, wiggle your toes back a little bit, getting all that alignment for plank. Keep drawing the abs up, shoulders out to both sides, and then press yourself back up, downward facing dog. I like to do this early in class because it helps us keep our, know where we need to be for our downward facing dog. We often do it a little too short. So don't worry about getting your heels down in your downward facing dog, just keep on pressing them that way. Don't necessarily have to hit. All right, bend your knees and look forward, and on your exhale, come to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach it for the sky. And pull your hands down to your heart center. I need to put my phone on do not disturb because my dad will call me and ask me if I'm pumping in the good air and pumping out the bad. I promise you. All right, so go ahead and take your feet hip distance apart. I mean, I'm talking like every day. I love it. I absolutely love it. Toes in line with your knees, heels in line with your toes. Take a moment here. Take your fingertips down towards the earth. Take those shins to face in towards each other and take those thighs back and apart. Draw up through the abs, down through the shoulder blades. Bring your arms up halfway, and then slowly flip your palms up towards the sky, drawing the shoulder blades further onto your back. And then inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it all the way down. Plant their feet, inhale, reach all the way up. And bring your hands down to your heart center. All right, grab your strap. We're gonna do a little bit of shoulder flossing. Your strap, your belt, your towel, whatever it is you have handy. If you don't have anything handy, you can always take your hands behind. You can draw your thumbs up your back, open up the shoulders, or open up this way. But if you have a strap, please do grab it and hold it further than hip distance. So about as wide as your mat, maybe even a little bit wider, okay? And then pull on the strap as if you're trying to burst it in half. And then inhale it up over your head. And then on our exhale, we're gonna start to take it behind us. And this is where you might wanna widen your grip a little bit on your strap and take it as far back as you can. Maybe you're halfway, maybe you're down, maybe you can get all the way down, whatever works for you. And then on your next in-breath, bring it all the way back up and then bring it forward. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more. So adjust your grip as necessary on that strap. The wider you go, the further back you might be able to go, okay? Keep on pulling on the strap, inhale it up, exhale it back. And then inhale it up, exhale it forward. One more time, inhale up, exhale back, inhale up, and exhale forward. All right, go ahead and release that strap off to the side. Shake it out if you need to. All right, we'll start to flow through some sun A's here. So get yourself all nice and situated. Draw your hands to heart center, shoulders down your back. Get everything situated in your lower half. And when you're ready, inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, find a plank pose. Draw those abs up and in and press your heels back towards the wall behind you. Shoulder blades pull down, belly button pulls up. And then slowly bend your elbows back towards your ribs at a 90-degree angle for Chaturanga Dandasana, coming all the way down to your stomach. Turn your toes, press your toenails deeply into the mat so much that your knees come up. Pull those abs up and in, and then inhale, press the earth away, come up, cobra pose. Pull your elbows back, heart forward. And then release it down. Curl those toes, press up through tabletop or right through plank for downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, journey to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up, and hands down to your heart center. All right, so now we're gonna do 2 extended sun A's. So this is where I'm gonna break it down rather than stepping back into plank. We're gonna start in that runner's lunge and do that little option I had said about tapping your knee. So if you need the blocks handy to bring the earth up a little bit higher, do have those handy. So we're gonna go from runner's lunge to a knee tap, back down, back to a plank, okay? And then the blocks will help you on that, but then they're gonna give you a little extra arm challenge as you come down into your plank. So 6 of 1. All right, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back into a runner's lunge. And this is where if you wanna bring the blocks in to raise the earth, feel free to grab them. We're gonna stay here for a moment, pressing that left thigh up and your left heel back. Okay, plant your hands on the earth or on those blocks, lift your right toes up and bring that knee around and tap your right elbow. And then step it back into a plank, which again, everything is completely optional. If you're on those blocks, come off the blocks and then lower down Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press up Cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, we're gonna come back into this just that same way, but leave the blocks where they are. We're gonna raise your right toes, bring that right knee, tap your right elbow, shifting into a plank, and then bring that knee into the center and find the floor with your foot in between. Do whatever manual adjustments you need to get that foot in between your hands. All right, press down through your right foot, lift your left toes up, hovering slightly for a standing split, and then release the left toes down, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And hands down to heart center. And we'll do it on the other side, extended sun A. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, runner's lunge. Hold it here. Keep pulling up through that right quad and back through the right heel, shoulders on your back. If you need that little extra earth here, go ahead and grab your blocks. Plant your hands on those blocks or on the mat, lift your left toes up, swing that left knee around, tap your elbow, and then step it back, plank. If you're on the blocks, come on down and lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra pose, and exhale, downward facing dog. Coming back out of this the way we got in, lift your left toes up, bring that left knee, tap your left elbow, shifting forward into a plank, pull the knee into the center, and then find the floor with that left foot, doing whatever manual adjustments you need to get it in between your hands. Press down through your left foot, raise your right toes up, and release it down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. And hands down to your heart center. All right, there's our sun A's. Now we're gonna move forward through some modifications of sun C. So feet hip distance apart. Find your nice, strong, steady Tadasana here. When you're ready, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step your left foot back, find that runner's lunge again. And then drop your left knee down. Shimmy that left knee back a little bit so you have a nice wide angle here on that left thigh. Press down through your right foot and bring your arms up. So we want our right knee in line right over our ankle. I'm gonna shimmy my back knee back a little bit more to get it there. Squeeze everything in here by energetically drawing that right heel towards your left knee. Really feel how those legs scissor together for stability. Take a breath in here. On your exhale, reach your right hand behind you, left hand forward for an open arm twist. So in the studio, you guys will be going other way, Chris. You'll be going towards the Buddha. There we go. And then reach it up. All right, frame your foot, raise your back knee, We're gonna step back into a plank pose. You have that option if you wanna take that knee tap or just go right back into your plank. Okay, now we're gonna do the knees, chest, chin though. So from plank pose, drop your knees down, chaturanga your arms, and take your chest and your chin down. And then slide forward and find your cobra pose. Curl the toes and press back up, downward facing dog. All right, raise your left toes and then send your foot forward in between your thumbs for a runner's lunge on the other side. And then drop your right knee down and shimmy it back a little bit if you need to. And when you're ready, press down to that left foot and reach your arms up. And then do that scissoring together for stability here in your lower half. Pull your shoulder blades down. Take a breath in here and exhale, right hand forward, left hand back, open arm twist. And then reach it back up. Frame your foot, raise your back knee, and we're gonna step forward, maybe hovering that right foot up into that standing split, and then releasing it down for Uttanasana, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, and then exhale, fold it down. Inhale, come all the way up, reach for the sky, keep your arms extended up, hook your thumbs, make a little butterfly here. Keep reaching up to the fingertips and down to the shoulders. Take a breath in, exhale, lean to the right, press down to the left foot. Bring it back up to center and take it to the other side. Bring it back up to center, release your butterfly, and on your exhale, forward fold all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, so left foot is forward. And then drop your right knee down. If you need to, shimmy it back a little bit so you've got a nice wide fold, or I'm sorry, stance. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Scissor those legs together for stability. And then take your hands behind your back. Clasp your hands. Inhale, straighten your elbows away, pulling your shoulder blades onto your back. You're welcome to stay here. If you want to add a little back bend, keep your hips right where they are. Take a breath in. Exhale, draw your knuckles down towards the mat. Heart towards the sky. Bring yourself back up to neutral. If you took the back bend, release the grasp and reach your arms up. And then frame that foot, raise your back knee. We're gonna step back to plank. You have that option to take the left knee, tap it to your elbow, or just step straight back into plank. Oh, sorry. All right, and now we're gonna do knees, chest, chin again. So take the knees down. Chaturanga the elbows, take your chest and your chin down for a back bend. And then slide forward, press your toenails down, chest comes up, cobra pose. And downward facing dog. All right, bring your right toes up. Bring your right foot forward, place it on the mat in between your thumbs. And then take your left knee down. Shimmy it back if you need to, and when you're ready, bring it on up, right foot forward. Shoulders pull down, fingertips reach up, and then take your hand behind your back and take the clasp, and then switch it out, opposite thumb on top. The funky grip. Inhale, straighten your elbows away. All right, option to stay here. If you want to take that back bend, take a breath in, exhale, knuckles down towards the mat, heart up towards the sky, try to leave your hips right where they are. Neutralize the spine, release the grip, reach it up, frame your foot, raise your back knee, and this time we're gonna step forward, press down through the right foot, lift the left toes up, maybe hover into a standing split, and take the toes down, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up, reach for the sky, keep your arms extended up, pull down through the shoulder blades, take those thumbs, make a butterfly. Pull on the thumbs, broaden through the collarbones. Take a breath in, exhale, lean to the right, press through the left foot. Inhale it back up to center, exhale it to the other side. Inhale it to center, release the thumbs, reach it up, and hands down to your heart center. Grab a sip of water if you need it. We did our A's, we did our C's, now we got to do our B's. I'm gonna change it up a little bit though. We're not gonna do all traditional sun bees here. So we are gonna start with high lunge for the first one. So when you're ready, feet hip distance apart, press down through all four corners of your feet. Energetically take the shins in, the thighs back and apart. Take the tailbone down towards the earth as you draw the abs up and in. Bring those arms up halfway again. And then slowly flip the palms, pull those shoulders onto your back. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, either plank or downward facing dog. If you're in plank, we will lower down through Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press up into a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, take your right toes up, send your right foot forward, plant it in between your thumbs. We're gonna find a high lunge here. So get your foundation and then either crawl your hands up your thigh or press through your foot and reach your arms up. If you need more stability, take your left foot out to the left a little bit and then really press up through that left thigh and back to that left heel. Take a breath in here. Exhale, take your right hand behind you, left hand forward, open arm twist. And then bring it back to center. We're gonna do what I like to call a slow low. So slowly lower down through your left knee. Maybe hover it right over the mat and then release it all the way down and say, ah. All right, take those hands. We're gonna do half splits. So this is a great time to grab those blocks if you need them. Maybe shimmy that back knee back just a little bit more. And then what we do here is we're gonna straighten through our front leg. So walk the blocks back as much as you need to, and then draw the right toes up off of the mat. So you can play here. Maybe you don't need the blocks. Maybe you need them on a lower setting. So play around, see what works here, and then pull back through that right hip. Take a breath in here, reaching towards your toes with your nose, and then exhale, take your stomach down towards your thigh. Yeah, so we want to try to pull. I know you might be, it's hard. So you have to like really think about pulling that right hip back. And you should feel it. When you do that, you'll probably feel it. Yeah. No, you're doing great. All right, walk the hands forward, bend through the knee, raise the back knee up, and then we're gonna step back into downward facing dog. And then from this downward facing dog, take your left toes up, send them forward, plant them in between those thumbs. From knowing we're gonna come up into high lunge, do what you need to do with your back foot here for the best foundation for you. And then when you're ready, find your high lunge. Nice stable legs here. Take a breath in, exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. And then bring it back to center. We're gonna take that slow low down. So take a breath in, exhale, lower down through the right knee. And then release it all the way down. All right, take your hands down, find the floor, find those blocks if you need them. I'm gonna shimmy my back knee back a little bit here to give myself a better angle. And then when you're ready, straighten through that left knee and draw your left toes up. And then we wanna draw that left hip back, trying to square off to the top of the mat. Okay, this is where we're gonna take a nice big deep breath, inhale, reaching our spine towards our toes, and then exhale, stomach down towards the thigh. All right, start to bend through that left knee, crawl your hands forward, raise your back foot up, and then step back, finding a downward facing dog again. Bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, come to the top of your mat, forward fold. And you guys know I forgot our first chair in a sun bee, so we're gonna inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold, bend your knees, send your hips back, sweep your arms up. Our second chair that we're gonna hold twice as long because I forgot the first one. You guys know you should have reminded me. It's usually the second one I forget, not the first. All right, go ahead and inhale, rise up. and hands down to heart center. Goodness gracious. Okay, so we're gonna do a more traditional sun B here. I am gonna cue a full vinyasa this time. So if you typically just step back into downward facing dog, we're gonna end up on our stomach and we're gonna do a Sphinx pose instead of Cobra. So I do want everyone to participate in that, all right? So when you're ready, we will find that chair pose. So feet either hip distance apart, or if you would like to, you can shimmy those feet to heel them a little closer together to touch or to almost touch. Take your fingertips down towards the earth this time. Bend your knees, sweep your fingertips down and up, finding a chair pose. Thighs back and apart. Look down, can you see your toes? If not, pull your knees back a little bit. Maybe look forward, maybe take those elbows closer to your ears, and then forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, find that plank pose. And then we'll lower down through Chaturanga Dandasana, bending those elbows back at a 90-degree angle and come all the way down to your stomach. Bring your toes down, flip your toes so your toenails are down, and then bring your forearms forward, palms down for Sphinx pose. So you wanna be on your forearms. So slide your elbows back a little bit to the right under your shoulders, yeah. Perfect, and then press your palms down very firmly into the mat. Press your toenails down very firmly into the mat so much your knees come up. Press your pelvis down, and then energetically drag those elbows back, pulling your heart forward. Shoulders onto your back for Sphinx pose. All right, lower down, release, slide your hands back as if they were in Cobra, curl those toes and press up, downward facing dog. All right, this time we're gonna take a traditional warrior one. So go ahead and take your right toes up, send your right foot forward, plant it in between your thumbs, get your left foot situated. We want our left heel down to the earth and our foot at a 45-degree angle, okay? Before you do anything else, pull your right hip back and then bring yourself up. I like to take my hands to my hips and physically pull that right hip back and then reach your arms up. So you want your front knee bent over your ankle, yeah. And then the goal here is to square off towards the top of the mat. It's not gonna happen for everyone, but if you need to move that left foot out a little bit more or more of an angle, whatever works for you. Keep reaching up here. Make sure that right knee is right over your ankle. All right, and then frame your foot and step back, downward facing dog. All right, we'll do that warrior one on the other side. So when you're ready, the left foot comes up. Exhale, send it on through, plant it down, get your right foot situated. So your right heel is down, your left heel is down, left knee is right over the ankle. Maybe take those hands to the hips, square off, and when you're ready, reach it up. Keep pressing down through that back foot. And then frame your foot and step back, downward facing dog. Knowing you can always add a vinyasa in there if you so choose. All right, bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, come to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's come all the way up and hands down to your heart center. Okay, we're gonna do, oh, I forgot the second chair. You guys are doing this on purpose. All right, I know. I like to blame other people for my misgivings. Have blocks available. We are gonna do one more round of that, but we're gonna go from warrior one into a pyramid pose. So if you need to raise the earth up a little higher for pyramid pose, you have your block handy at the side of your mat. Okay, we gotta do extra long chair here. Go ahead and take your feet together to touch or to almost touch. Oh, you know, I'll add a twist in just to make up for it. All right, bring your fingertips down to face the earth, bend your knees, sweep your hands up, find a chair pose, pulling your thighs back and apart, look at the toes. All right, keep those knees right where they are, keep your hips right where they are, take a breath in, exhale, take your right hand back, left hand forward for a twist. And then bring it back to center, and we'll do the other side, take a breath in here, exhale, right hand forward, left hand back. Bring it back up and forward fold. I was gonna do that twist either way. So inhale, halfway up. Exhale, plant your hands. Let's all take a plank pose. And then lower down all the way onto your stomachs through Chaturanga Dandasana. All right, this time bring your chest and your chin down, bring your fingertips onto the earth, facing towards your toes, toenails into the mat. We're gonna do locust pose, but start by getting all your engagement. So press those toenails down, draw your abs up and in. Inhale, take your chest and your chin up. Maybe bring your fingertips up, maybe bring your toes up. If you feel this too much in your lower back, take your toes down. Keep reaching your fingertips towards your toes. And then lower down. All right, bring your hands back into that cobra position, curl your toes and press up, downward facing dog. All right, bring your right toes up, send your right foot forward, plant it down, get your left foot situated for warrior one. Again, square off. When you're ready, reach it up, take a look, is your knee in line right over your ankle. Press down through your back foot, pull back through your right hip. All right, from this stance, let's all inhale, straighten our front leg. So again, turn your torso, pull back to that right hip, take a breath in here, exhale, let's just reach forward towards the top of our mat. And then keeping this nice long spine, take your fingertips down to those blocks or all the way down to the earth. Pull back to that right hip, take a breath in as you reach towards your toes, and then exhale, lower your stomach down towards your thighs. Keep pulling back to the right hip, forward with your left, and keep pressing through the left foot. Don't lose the engagement on the back leg. All right, put a slight bend in that front knee, pull yourself back up, and then reach for the sky and put a full bend in that front knee back into your warrior one. And then we're gonna frame our foot and step back, downward facing dog. All right, bring your left toes up and then send them on forward, plant them down, get your right foot situated for warrior one, and when you're ready, bring it on up. Do all those same adjustments, keep pressing through your back foot and pull down through your shoulders. Smile pretty. All right, on your inhale, straighten your front leg, pull back that left hip, take a breath in, exhale, reach towards the top of your mat. Keep all of this length, keep reaching, 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 and then take your fingertips down right where they are to either the blocks or to the earth. Again, pull back to that left hip as you inhale towards your toes, and then exhale, release the stomach down towards the thigh. If you need to put a micro bend in your front knee, go ahead. We don't want to hyperextend there too much, but we want to get a nice big ham stretch out of it. All right, put a slight bend in that left knee. Go ahead and inhale yourself all the way back up and then bend deeply through that knee, getting in line right over your ankle, back into your warrior one. And then frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward. Exhale, journey to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sweep your arms up, chair pose. So we had one where I remembered both. Inhale, reach it up. And hands come down to your heart center. All right, grab a sip of water, take a break. We were in Wade's class, he'd say, okay, we're done with our warm up now. Okay. Do you need a water, Colleen? We have some up front. Are you sure? Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're going to clear all that out with one nice big vinyasa and then just come down to our knees and take a child's pose. So if you're not feeling the vinyasa, just step right back to your down dog and meet us in child's pose. All right. If you're with me, come to the top of your mat. Nice, strong, steady Tadasana. Inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, find a plank pose. And lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, press up cobra, maybe upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then come on down to your knees. Bring your toes to touch. Spread your knees wide. Sink those hips back. Find a child's pose. Take your forehead down to the earth. Think about micro movements with the breath. Every time you breathe in, maybe micro move a little bit more length, curl the fingers just a little bit further ahead. With each exhale, maybe sink those hips back towards the heels just a little bit more. Even if you don't really move, if you visualize it, you'll feel it. All right, go ahead and press yourself up, and then we're gonna meet in a seated position. So come on down to your bottoms with your feet in front. Those of you that come to my class regularly know where we're going with this. I love my boat poses. So I'm gonna turn this way for the camera. So feet are stamped down. Let's take our hands to the back of our thighs. And just take a moment here to sit up really nice and tall and pull your shoulders down onto your back. Okay, before we do anything else, engage your abs. We want to think about creating this perfect V right here. So wherever you are, we want to keep this V shape, okay? So don't, I guess what that means is don't hunch forward. All right, so take a breath in here, lean back, lift your toes. If you're comfortable here, go ahead and reach your hands forward. And then if you're comfortable here, straighten your legs to whatever level is comfortable for you. And by comfortable, I mean, you know, you're with me on that. And bend your knees and release the boat. Clearly, it's not a comfortable pose, but you know what I mean. All right, so options are to stay and do what we just did, or to add on to all of my fun little boat variations that you all know and love. So go ahead and take those hands to the back of your thighs. Take that nice tall stance, or seat, I guess. Shift back, lift the toes. Maybe reach the hands forward. Maybe straighten the legs a little bit. You're welcome to stay here, or if you would like to row your boat, clasp your hands in front, and then slowly take it from side to side, rowing your boat. And then bring it back to center, bend the knees, and release down. I'm feeling feisty today, so we're gonna do my other favorite. Again, everything's optional here. So go ahead, one more time, take those hands behind the thighs. Take a nice deep breath in, exhale, lean back, lift the toes. Maybe reach forward, maybe straighten, maybe stay here in high boat, or as you take a breath in, start to lower down, hovering your feet, hovering your shoulders, hovering your head for low boat, and then bring it back up for high boat. And if you're with me, let's do it another time. Low boat and high boat. And if you need to bend your knees, do whatever you need to do. We're doing one more here. Take it down, then bring it up, and then squeeze it in. Say, grab a sip of water. That one's my favorite. In class yesterday, Devin said that the rowing was harder than the up and down. I think the up and down is the hardest, but. All right, whenever you're ready, swing around, find a downward facing dog. We've rested enough, let's move on. Take a couple minutes in this downward facing dog, walk it out. And then come to a neutral dog, press down through his knuckles, press down through the finger pads, take the hips up nice and high, take your right foot up. Bend your right knee and then stack that right hip over to the left. Pull up through the left shoulder so you're square to the top of the mat, and then work on drawing the heel towards the glute and the knee up towards the sky. Maybe drop that left heel down a little lower towards the mat. And then straighten through that right leg, take your toes down. We'll do it on the other side. When you're ready, left toes come up, bend your knee, stack your hips over to the right. Same thing, pull up through the right shoulder and down through the right heel, and then draw your left heel towards your glute, your left knee up towards the sky. And then straighten through that left leg, place it down on the mat. Take a look forward as you bend your knees, and on your exhale, journey to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Take opposite hands to opposite elbows. Let gravity naturally pull your arms down towards the earth, your stomach towards your thighs, and your hips up towards the sky. All right, release the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let's inhale, come all the way up. And hands down to heart center. Okay, so starting to add some balance in here. Let's feel nice and strong and steady on 2 feet. Get your foundation here. And then shift your weight slowly to the right side without taking the right hip out. We want to keep everything drawing in towards the midline. Come up onto your left toes and raise your left knee up. And first we're just going to do tree prep here. So take the left knee out to the left. And then bring it back to center. Out to the left. Back to center. One more time as I fall out of it. Bring it back in. And now we're going to find our tree pose. So either bring your toes down, open up into a kickstand, find your calf, or reach for your ankle and find your thigh. Whatever works for you. Do whatever you need to do to feel strong and steady here. If you'd like to grow your branches, reach your arms up. But wherever you are, keep pulling back through that left knee and back through your right hip. Bring your hands back down to heart center if you've raised them. Slowly release the foot, bring the knee back through center, and then take it down and shake it out. Take that right foot behind you, tuck the toes under, get an ankle stretch there. All right, and then let's find our stance at the top of the mat. Nice strong foundation. I like to bring my hands to heart center, squeeze those hands together, helps me pull everything in towards the midline just a little bit more. Shift that weight to your left foot, come onto your right toes, draw your right knee up. Let's open up the right knee to the right and back to center. Open it up to the right, back, one more time, and back. All right, find your tree, either kickstand, calf, or play with the upper thigh. If you're taking the thigh option, press your foot into your leg, leg into your foot for stability. If you'd like to grow your branches, reach your arms up. And then bring your hands back down to heart center. Slowly release the foot, pull the knee back in, and take it down. Shake it out. Take your left toes behind you, curl them under. And let's stretch out the ankle. My goodness gracious, class is almost over. We haven't done a single warrior 2 yet. All right, let's bring it back up. So this time we're gonna do a tree pose. We're gonna bring the knee back to center and then we're gonna step back into high lunge. So your options are always to walk it back if you aren't comfortable with the step back, okay? But know that the earth is there behind you, nice and strong and stable. And you can always hold on to a wall if you need to. All right, so shift the weight to your right foot, come onto those left toes, draw your left knee up, and then open up, finding your tree pose on this side. So our right foot is planted, our left foot is in tree. Keep your hands to heart center, release the toes, bring the knee back out, and then slowly shift your weight forward, step your left foot back, and find the earth behind you. When you feel strong and steady, raise your arms up, high lunge. All right, spin your back foot flat. We're gonna find our first warrior 2. So widen your stance as much as you need to, or shorten it so that your right knee is in line of your ankle and your right heel is bisecting your left arch. Let's get our alignment. Take your right hand to your knee, left hand to your hip, and then give them both a pull back. Get everything nice and aligned to the long side of your mat. Take a look over your right shoulder and then raise your arms up. Keep your stance right where it is. Flip your right palm and reverse your warrior. And then bring it back through warrior 2. We're gonna do a down dog lunge here. So take your hands down to the mat and we're gonna crawl them towards the upper left side of our mat, maybe off the mat just a little bit. But we wanna keep that right knee right over our ankle and just take this lunge as much as you need. You can always grab a block if you need to raise the earth towards you. Keep pressing through the back foot. And then crawl your hands back forward and either crawl them up your thigh or press through your right foot and spin back into your warrior 2. And then we're gonna straighten through the right leg. Pull back to the left hip. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, reach forward as far as you can towards the top of your mat. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching. Once you reach as far as you can, swing that right hand down, and then reach your left arm up for triangle pose. All right, use your side body, pull your left hand back, reach your right fingertips up, bend back into that front knee, and then windmill your hands, frame your foot, and step back, downward facing dog. Bend your knees and look forward, and exhale, come to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up, and hands down to your heart center. All right, we'll do the other side, so get your nice, strong, steady foundation. Shift your weight to your left foot, come onto your right toes, bring that knee up, and then find your tree pose, standing strong on your left foot. Draw everything in towards the midline. Leave your hands at heart center. We're not going to be here long. Release the foot from the knee, from the leg. Bring the knee back forward. Shift your weight towards the top of the mat. Reach the right leg back. Find the mat behind you for your high lunge. When you feel steady, reach your arms up. Spin your back foot flat. Take your left hand to your knee, right hand to your hip. Get your alignment, knee over ankle, heel bisecting arch, and then pull back on that knee and pull back on that hip. Get everything in line with the long side of your mat. Take your gaze over your left shoulder and then reach your arms up and out. Flip your left palm and reverse your warrior. And then bring it back through warrior two. All right, we're gonna do that down dog lunge on this side. So take both hands to the inside of that left foot and then crawl them towards that upper right side of your mat. However you can to keep your knee over your ankle as best as possible and keep pressing through the back foot. And then crawl your hands back up and either crawl them up your leg or power through back into your warrior two. And then let's straighten through that front leg. Give it a quick little break. Take a breath in here. Exhale, reach forward. Keep reaching all the way through the exhale. And once you've hit the bottom of it, reach that hand down and reach your right arm up. Open your chest all the way to the right side of the mat. All right, take your right hand, reach it towards the back of your mat, float the left fingertips up, pull yourself back up, bend back through that knee, and then frame your foot, step back, downward facing dog. All right, I think we have time for, what do we have time for? Not a whole lot. All right, step your feet forward into a wide-legged fold. So feet are as wide as your mat, and then we're gonna sink our hips down into a malasana squat. So take your feet as wide as your sticky mat, bend through the knees, send the tailbone down. If you need a little help, you can grab a block and sit on your block if this isn't comfortable for you. Wherever you are, try to take your forearms into your knees, knees into your arms, and try to straighten up through the spine and pull the shoulders down onto your back. Some people love this, some people hate this. All right, and then take your hands down to the mat and let's straighten through into a wide-legged fold as much as you need to. Bend your knees as much as you need to keep your hands planted on the earth. Come up halfway onto your fingertips. Exhale, fold it back down. And inhale, let's come all the way up. Reach it for the sky, keeping your feet where they are. So last week we did a wide-legged fold from here with a bind. I want to do that again. So if you know you need a strap for your bind, grab it. So what we're going to do is we're coming into this bind. So if you know you need a strap, have it in your right hand. I'll demonstrate it with the strap. So we're going to keep our feet where they are, hands to your heart center. And then we're gonna bend through for like a wide-legged chair, basically, okay? And then this hand with the strap, right hand can come to your hip. Take your left hand down to the mat, okay? Turn your torso all the way to the right side. So you're facing the right side of your mat, and then reach that right hand up, and then bend through the elbow and take the back of your hand around onto your back. Bend your knees a little bit deeper like we were in that Malasana squat, and take your left hand underneath the left thigh and reach up and around towards the hand or towards the strap. It would help you if I could, Colleen. And then keep, you are. If I were allowed to help you, I could get your hands to touch. So just keep on turning that torso to the right. It looks good. All right, and then go ahead and release the bind and come on back through center and come on up. Give the legs a quick break there. Okay, so I'm gonna do it without the strap on the other side, but have the strap in your left hand if you need it. Let's start to bend through, taking that wide-legged chair. Take your strappy left hand to your hip. Take your right hand down to the mat. Turn your torso all the way to the left side of your mat. And then raise that left hand up with the strap. And then bend your elbow, take it around your back. There you go. Keep that torso nice and twisted. Bend your knees a little deeper. Sweep that right hand underneath and around. And maybe you'll be able to get this side differently than the other. It's good. That looks really good. One side is going to always be different too. All right, when you've had enough, go ahead and release. Come on back out. And then, love it or hate it, we're gonna do one last Malasana squat here. So bring your hands to heart center and then squat it down. So for me, this feels great after all of that, but a lot of people are like, really, we're doing this again? All right, go ahead and take your hands down, bring those hips up. Inhale it up onto your fingertips. Fold it down. And then let's inhale, come all the way up. And hands to your heart center. All right, so we are gonna bring this ship home. So we're gonna end with pigeon prep. So I will come into it from downward facing dog. If you've got one in you, we can take a vinyasa to get there. Otherwise, step back to downward facing dog. Or if you just wanna come down to your knees and get yourself in pigeon prep from there, you're always welcome to do that. So if you're with me, top of the mat, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, either downward facing dog or plank. If you're in plank, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana, last one. Inhale into your back bend, cobra or up dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. All right, take your right toes up. We're gonna bring that right knee forward onto the mat behind the right wrist. Take your foot all the way down. You can take a manual, grabbing that foot. The goal is to have it parallel, your leg parallel to the top of the mat. Most people, we're not gonna get there. So the more parallel you are, the more flexed your foot should be. If your foot is back here, keep your toes pointed. Okay, we wanna protect the ankle. Wherever you are, take your back toenails down to the mat and take a look back. Make sure you're a straight line all the way to the wall behind you. And then before we lower down, take your right hand to your knee and your left hand to your ankle. Sit up nice and tall, pull your right shoulder back and pull your right hip back. If you need to keep this lift, you can always put a block underneath there. If you can't keep it up on your own, just don't pull that right hip down, okay? Keep pulling it back and then reach your hands forward. Come down either onto the blocks, onto the mat, pull back through that right hip, and then press down evenly through the right and the left hip. So again, if you need a block or a blanket or a pillow underneath that hip, if you can't keep it lifted, this is a great time to grab one. All right, slowly start to press yourself back up. Curl those back toes, lift your back knee, press yourself back into your downward facing dog, maybe taking a big stretch there if you need it, whatever feels good for you before we do the other side. And whenever you're ready, take your left toes up and send that left knee down to the earth behind your left wrist, trying to get your left ankle behind your right wrist. Take your right knee down, curl those back toes, nice straight line all the way to the wall. Left hand to the knee, right hand to the ankle, and then pull back to the left shoulder into the left hip. Keep all that lift in your left hip as you crawl your hands forward. Bring them down to a pillow, to the block, to the mat. Keep pulling back through the left hip and then evenly down to the right and the left. Every time I inhale, I pull back to the left hip. Every time I exhale, I press down evenly to the left and the right. All right, slowly press yourself back up. Let's curl those back toes, lift your knee, pull yourself back through into your very last downward facing dog of the day. Well, I don't know what you're doing with your day. This is probably my last one of the day. All right, bring your knees down and find a seated position. Grab a sip of water if you need it. We can probably move the blocks out of the way unless you're extra flexy and you need them for the bottoms of your feet for a forward fold. All right. So let's see. We've been a little twisty today. So let's bring the left leg out long and bend through the right knee. So you want your right foot about fist distance away from your left leg and pull the heel in wherever is comfortable for you, close to your bum. Flex through the left toes, pull your left thigh down onto the mat and sit up really nice and tall. Leave your, put your left hand behind you for stability and reach your right arm up. And then exhale, reach your right arm forward towards your feet. So your arm is to the inside of your right leg, towards your foot. And then you can take that left hand and reach it around. So if you can't grab the foot, grab the ankle, grab the shin, whatever works for you. Sometimes actually we have straps. If you want to grab your strap, that'll help make this more accessible too. I guess I could have said that. Okay, and then you're welcome to stay here, or if you would like to try for one more bind, if you're feeling super open in the shoulders, go ahead and take that left hand back down to the mat. We take our right hand forward and off, turn your thumb to face down, and then take it around the leg, and then take the back of the hand to the back, and then reach your right hand, or I'm sorry, left hand, thumb down, and then take that around. And if you can't get it, just hold on to your shirt or whatever. A key to this is to continue to twist. The more you keep twisting your torso towards the long left side of your mat, the more you might be able to crawl your hands together. And then go ahead and release wherever you are. And we'll try it on the other side. So not terribly accessible bind for a lot of people, so don't feel like that's something you have to get, but we've been doing a lot of shoulder stuff, so it's something that you might be able to get close. So we're gonna bend through the left knee this time. Nice straight right leg, fist distance apart. Sit up nice and tall. This time take your right hand down for stability, reach your left arm up. Take a breath in, exhale, reach your left hand forward towards the feet. Grab the ankle, the calf, the foot, whatever is accessible. And if you'd like to take that right hand and reach it forward as well. So again, you're welcome to stay here and you're welcome to take that bind if you would like to try for it. So if you're gonna take the bind, take your right hand back down to the mat, release your left hand, take the thumb to point down, take it out and around. Yeah, back of the hand to the back, reach your right hand out, thumb points down, and then reach it around. Oh, you're so close. Keep on twisting the torso. Breathe. Every time you breathe in, lengthen the spine. Every time you breathe out, pull that right shoulder back. I was allowed to get off my mat, Colleen, I could totally get your hands to touch. All right, release wherever you are. And then let's just let both legs go long on the mat. So sit up really nice and tall. Move the flesh away from your sit bones. Take that manual rotation of the thighs. Draw your toes towards your knees. Press down through your thighs. Again, take those shoulder bones out to both sides. And then take your shoulder blades down onto your back. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale, reach your hands forward. Keep reaching, reaching, reaching for a nice long, long spine. And then let your hands fall down to the mat, to your calves, to your ankles, to your feet. Again, if you're extra flexy, grab a block, place it behind your feet. So we want lots of length in the spine, and then exhaling the stomach down towards the thighs. And then slowly walk it back up. And then come all the way down onto your backs. Draw your knees into your chest. Rock and roll a little bit from side to side. And then pull that right knee into your chest. Let your left leg go long. Take your left hand, wrap it around that right knee. Let your right arm go down to the mat. Take a breath in here, and as you exhale, pull your right knee over to the left, leaving your right shoulder pinned down to the earth. If it feels good, send your gaze over to the right. And then bring your knees back up to center. Pull your left knee in. Let your right leg go long. And then let your right hand wrap around your left knee, left arm goes long. Take a breath in here, exhale, twist it to the other side. And then bring it back to center. One last time, bring both knees in. Make any final movements you need here to round out your practice. You're welcome to take a happy baby or any other stretches, or just roll from side to side or back and forth, whatever feels good for you. And whenever you're ready, you can find your final Shavasana, letting your legs go long on the mat, hands to your sides, palms facing up. Let go of any muscular tension you're still holding into your body, muscular energy. Let your feet fall out to both sides. Let your shoulders roll open. Release the tension in your forehead and unclench your jaw. Start to bring attention back to your body, back to your breath, into your mind. Start to make small movements in your fingers and your toes. And then some bigger movements into your wrists and your ankles. And whenever you're ready, reach your arms overhead, feet towards the top of your mat for a nice big morning stretch, breathing into all that length that we created here today. And then slowly pull your knees into your chest for one last big hug in. Whenever you're ready, roll to one side using your arm as a pillow and take a brief rest here. Slowly press yourself up to a seated position. Eyes closed, hands to heart center. The purpose of life is to know yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, and be yourself. Thank you for sharing your morning practice with all of us here today. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. The light and love in me honors the light and love in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Those of you in studio, those of you online. Let me go forward here. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you,
Good to
Susan.
see. Oh, hi, Catherine. Oh, hello. Good to see you guys. Thanks for practicing.
Thanks.
Have a good day, okay?
You too.
You too.
Have a good few days.
Thank you.
Thank you.